Hi, this is Kim Wheeler, Director of First Year Experience, and I would like to introduce you to FCST 1010, or Freshman College Studies. On your screen, you should see the syllabus for Freshman College Studies. And this is an old syllabus from last spring, and I just want to start out by saying that we will not be using a book starting fall semester of 2014. We have typically used Keys to Success for students, but starting fall semester we will not be using a book. However, I will have this book available in files, different chapters, so that you can actually follow this book. There are 12 chapters in it. You can follow the book, and I already have the chapters on file that I'll be glad to share with all of you. The students do not need it, but there are some activities in the book that you'll need to share with the students. You can either post it on the board or you can print out a copy. But again, we will not be using the book fall semester, but you can use it as a guide. I intend to. Learning outcomes for freshman college study is to demonstrate GHC initiatives, resources, policies, and services. It's really, this number 2 really tells it all. It's to acclimate students to college life through understanding of general academic language, expectations, and procedures. A lot of what you did in college is going to help you as you teach your students. Advising. I do a lot of advising in FCST. Organization, teaching your students how to be organized. Time management, how to juggle 100 different things at one time and still pass your classes. How to stay healthy, how to get enough rest. Note-taking strategies. Test-taking skills. Oh gosh, I could go on and on. It's everything that you really probably wanted to know when you were a freshman in college, but nobody taught you. I will say that freshman college studies is only for learning support students if they have tested into learning support. But in my expert opinion, I feel it should be for every student in the college, because even those students who scored high on their compass, they still may not they still may lack skills in time management, organization. They might be a poor note taker. FCST also teaches you how to interact with your professors, which is very important when you're in college. There are several things that we use for grades in FCST, 4 to be exact. Class activities and participation. FCST is only a 10-week course. So it's very vital that students show up for as many classes as humanly possible, because we do not go 16 weeks for the semester, we only go 10. So class participation, they do receive a grade for that. The Bag of 12 Skills Portfolio Project is 12 challenges that are related to the skills that you're teaching the students, and I'm going to show you those in just a moment. The Capstone Project is based on 2 things: the capstone presentation and the letter to a new student, and I will show you both of those as soon as we get into D2L. Lastly is the professor's choice. It's a fun activity chosen by the professor related to skills learned in FCST. I actually, for my professor's choice, I do a career activity. There are 2 fantastic career activities. You can either use the Ferguson's Career Guidance Center. I'll show y'all how to get to that as we get closer to starting the semester. But and I'll send out all the information for that. But I use a free version of the Myers-Briggs personality test that students can take the personality test. It gives them 4 letters, and then I send them to another website that gives them career choices, possible careers that would go along with their personality, what kind of schooling they would need for that, and we have some fun with that one. Whatever you choose to do, it needs to be related to FCST and the skills that we've learned. But I would be glad to share my career activity with you guys. This is how the grading breaks down. Class participation is worth 18%. I count this for 180 points, 9 points per class because we meet 20 times. If they're 30 minutes late on Monday, I only give them 4.5 points out of 9. If they don't show up, obviously they get a 0. I haven't in the past had it drop someone's letter grade too often, not a complete letter grade from class participation, but it will affect it if they abuse it. So that class participation kind of keeps them on their toes and keeps them coming. Professor's choice is worth 240 points. The bag of 12 skills, 480 points, and they're worth 40 points per challenge. That is 48% of their grade. And then the capstone project is worth 100 points. That's 10% of the grade. 80 points for the capstone presentation and 20 points for the letter to the new student, which totals 1,000 points or 100% of the grade. I'll send the syllabus out later on for you to read everything that has to do with it. You'll have to enter in the correct course withdrawal. Everything else stays the same. I'll send this out later for you just to read over and get acclimated to the way things work around Georgia Highlands. But this is really a screencast about the course itself. So I'm going to move along to the course in D2L. D2L is our learning management system, Desire to Learn. Everything that you will need for freshman college studies is housed in D2L. Each student, no matter what course they take at Georgia Highlands, their course will be listed. All of mine are listed over here. Theirs will not be near as many, but all of their courses will be listed over here. This is the password for Galileo for this semester. Any important events coming up at Georgia Highlands, so they kind of live on a D2L, or at least we hope they do. So they'll click on Freshman College Studies, and this gives, I don't use this over here. This is usually for the online students. I don't use this at all. Where we actually, and I say where we live, is right here in the Dropbox and in the content. There are no quizzes. The Dropbox is where all of the challenges are housed, and what I typically do, I lecture for the first 50 minutes, and then the last 15 minutes, you will be in a computer lab. The last 15 minutes of class, I allow students to go to the computer and complete their challenge in class. That way they keep up with it. They don't make an excuse to do it later. It's ready for you to grade right after they leave class. And because we do have so many challenges, you have to keep up with grading. It's really hard to keep up with it if you allow students to just submit anytime they want. So, for instance, if I lectured on Monday over goals, setting goals in college, and I had them go to the first challenge, the last 15 minutes of class, they're going to click on Challenge 1. They're going to read this, and I have them cut and paste this portion, the question portion, into a Word document and save it. And they can complete this in class. When they get ready to upload it, they will click on Add a File, Upload, and all of the computers at Georgia Highlands have a Z drive. I'm on my personal computer, so mine is not showing up. It'll be a Z drive with their name. Whatever they save on that computer, no matter what room they're in, it will save it to the Z drive, and they can pull it up. And we're going to pretend that this first one, it says that they've saved it as challenge number 1. You see it right here. It's uploading. I would pick on an MP4. It probably won't upload. Let me go back to it. Add a file. Date. Open. There's your Word document. Click Add. It shows up here. And then they'll click, there's a Submit button down here. They'll click the blue Submit button. So that's what they'll do every week after class. If they're not there, they're responsible. If they're absent that day, they are responsible for reading the chapter, or not reading the chapter, keeping up with the challenge. I'm going back to Course Home. I spoke to you earlier about the capstone project, the capstone presentation, and the letter to the new student. Letter to the new student they will do in class. The capstone project they will present in class. It can be either a PowerPoint or a Prezi. Again, it counts for 80 points. They'll prepare a 10-minute presentation. I only introduced them to this maybe halfway through the course, so the 5th week I show them the directions for the capstone project. That way they can go ahead and start to work on it. And we'll talk more about that later. I'll send a screencast explaining the capstone presentation. But I mainly just wanted to let you become familiar with the course itself. I'll send out a course calendar. Each week is typically the same. You'll do challenge 1 on, if you have a Monday, Wednesday class, challenge 1 on Monday, challenge 2 on Wednesday, challenge 3 on Monday, and it goes on down until you get toward the end of the 10-week course. And then I do the professor's choice, and then the letter to the new student. The last 2 weeks, I assign students a time, and that's when they present their capstone presentation. I know that's a lot to take in for now. That's kind of a brief overview of the course, where it's housed, and what the students are expected to do during the course. If you have any questions, please email me, kwheeler@highlands.edu, and I'll be glad to answer any of your questions. Thanks a lot.